Hey guys, welcome to the first ever episode of Chop Shop. This is a new series I want to start where we'll take cars from games like Forza, Need for Speed, GTA. I honestly just kind of want to see what I can do with these cars. I thought it would be fun to start the series off with this very German M3. I'm sure a lot of people recognize it as that one M3 from Need for Speed, you know, without all of the fancy paint and the visual mods to it. But I figure a good way to start is always with a nice classic. The stock E46 in Forza Horizon anyway actually is not a bad car. It has respectable power, decent torque, 262 foot-pounds from an inline 6 that's already making 333 brake horsepower. That torque figure seems low for the engine that's in this thing. From the factory, BMW has their M3 set up as a tail-happy tire shredding machine. You are never going to get away from that. Aside from my nitpicking, this is honestly a pretty good car, unmodified. However, my nitpicks are the reason that I am going to throw it into the garage, spend a couple hours tinkering with it, and then show you guys what I came up with. I'll tell you right now, I have not been able to tune out the tail-happy nature of it, so instead I kind of embraced it. And now this thing is just a fun tire shredding monster. Who'd want anything more than that? As you guys can see, I've quite clearly slapped a ridiculous paint job onto it. Found the wide body kit. I'm generally not a huge fan of wide body kits, but I decided, let's go crazy. One of my big focuses when working on this car was improving its handling. Front engine rear wheel drive cars are fairly generally tail happy monsters, but with a little tinkering here and there they can be tamed. In my experience, the key to modifying cars like the M3 is definitely try to get its tail-happy nature under control. It is very easy to overpower the rear wheels on cars like this, and so I try to do whatever I can to help give those rear wheels as much traction as possible. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of the way this thing came out. I really like the just insane paint job I put on it. I don't know why I like these super shiny metallic paint jobs as much as I do, but honestly, in a game like Forza, I don't really mind if I have a car that screams for attention. And I think you guys can see on the screen the differences in horsepower and acceleration. This thing was a little sluggish before we started tinkering with it, but now it's got some pretty good pick up and go. And for the most part, it's actually controllable acceleration. It's not immediately blowing the tires out from underneath the car like I expected it to. Actually, I lied. The first time I took this out of the garage after I'd been playing with it, I immediately blew the rear tires out from underneath it, and it was undrivable. So I had to go back to the drawing board on that. I had a similar issue with the Supra in this game. That car is just a tail-happy nightmare if you're not sure what you're doing or you just want power. It also doesn't help that I'm running a keyboard on this, which, in terms of precision, keyboards aren't it. I figure the best way to show you guys the difference between the stock car and my modified car is just to take it to our local track, but I lovingly call it the Coronadrome. I'll show you guys both cars running side by side in its split screen. I'll put some music on behind it, and then at the end I will show you guys some stats. I guess to no one's surprise, the modified car did do better than the stock car. That was kind of cool. It was about a 10% improvement. That's pretty significant on a track as short as the Coronadrome. As you can see, this car, for right now, lovingly takes our #1 spot on our lap times. Alright, my final thoughts on this car. It's fun. Definitely not the most competitive car. It has some issues with power to weight ratio, acceleration, braking, doing that. It's super easy to overpower the rear tires. But all of that aside, this thing is just fun. I don't know how else to describe this car other than once you tune it up a little bit, don't go insane, this is just a fun car. There's always a bit of a smile when you drive it. Aesthetically, it's kind of boring looking, but you can change that with some stupid paint and the body kit, and then you can do that. But come on, what's better than a car that just blazes tire at will? I mean, I'm also playing on mouse and keyboard here, so I have all the fine control of a sledgehammer. But that's irrelevant. Whoa! Like, look at this. How is it not fun to just spend time doing that? This is one of the other cars in the game that is just fantastic for pulling a J-turn in. And if you fuck up the J-turn, you can always just blaze rubber and do some donuts. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.